What's going on, guys? Huzuni here, bringing you a ranked Smite video. Today I'm going to be going over a interesting thing that happened in my ranked games and something that I've been doing recently. It will get you ahead in your games. It'll probably lead to you snowballing, and it's something to be aware of if you're playing mid lane. I found a way to invade that actually works the majority of the time. I'm basically in the Smite spectator client right now, and I'm going to go over it and show you guys how to do it. I'll show a clip after where it even works on a pro player. Like, it is legitimate. It's a legitimate strat, in my opinion. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Basically, I'll do some explaining though before I go ahead and do this. Right now in the mid meta, you clear speed with your jungler, you go to mid wave, you clear your first wave, and then you're supposed to go to your own red buff. But what actually you can do is fake going to your red buff by paying attention to your minimap. So basically looking where their mid laner is, making sure they see you walk to your red, but then doubling back and you follow them to their red, wait for them to use their abilities by looking at them around the corner, and then you can steal their red, potentially get first blood, and then path back either to mid lane and then get your red buff, or path to oracles, blink away to your red buff. Either way, the goal is to steal their red, potentially get first blood, and then also secure your red either by yourself or with your jungler after. The thing that mid laners do when they path to their red is look at their minimap to see which way the other mid laner is going. So I'm going to slow this down. So you can see right now that he is hard pathing to his red. He assumes that I'm going to go to my red. He doesn't even look back. So I notice this, and I slowly creep behind him into the red buff, make sure that I'm hearing his sounds of his abilities. I know that he portals because I play Janice, and I know the sound of that. I creep in when red is just low enough to 3-1 it, and I steal it, doing damage to him. This is where things get a little bit interesting because it very much, this part of the game is very important. Like, I've done this, and I've had the jungler here at this point in the game. I've started fighting the other mid laner. Like, what happens at this stage of the invade is very dependent on like how the other mid laner reacts to what you're doing. But like, I've been in scenarios, like I'll show the clip with Nika, where like it can get in the head of the other mid laner and they'll just start brawling you even if it's a losing fight because they're just pissed that they lost their red. Like, it's just like a ranked thing. In this clip though, I make it out like pretty fine. You can notice the way I'm pathing is like he's trying to chase me out, like trying to do damage. It doesn't really matter. Like, I'm just gonna go to this mid wave. Bakasur is here. Like, my jungler is gonna be here soon. I'll speed it up. I actually end up getting my red. Like, my jungler just does it with me. So now I have 2 reds basically winning the game. That's all I want to show in this clip. There's a lot of different ways this invade can go. It can be as peaceful as this, or it can break out into an all-out brawl at their red buff. There's been times where I've gotten first blooded for doing this, but I think in general it's worth it. I don't know, try this in your ranked games. I found that it works great on Chang'e. It's better on gods that get out cleared, believe it or not, because when you get out cleared, you can just fake going to your red buff. Like, you can walk towards it until you see them disappear on the minimap, and then you know where they're going. They're going to their red buff, so you can just follow them to their red buff. And that's basically all there is to this invade. You're probably wondering, is there any way to counter this? Like, how, if this happens to you, what do you do? I've noticed that it is the best play all around. If you think that you're going to get invaded and and the person actually invades you, I think the best thing for you to do is just go to your mid camps and just do those, and then wait for your jungler to get to mid. And you can just making that decision just makes it impossible for the other mid laners to steal your buff without getting punished. So that would be my advice to anyone looking to counter this. But as of right now, it seems to be working a lot. I do this on Chang'e, and like, I catch people off guard like every other game. Like, I can show more clips after this of this working. There's clips where I get first blood. There's clips where, like I said, I get first blooded. But in general, this is a pretty foolproof. Like, I'd say it works about 60% of the time, where I take their red and either get away with it or get first blood. So either way, it gives you mid pressure. Okay, so in this clip, I'm playing Chang'e, and I'm in mid lane, and I'm against Aphrodite. Now, Aphrodite just recently got buffed. I believe it was the damage on her 3, so now people are trying to play her in mid because her clear is supposed to be better. Like I said, I want to show the Invade again, and what happened specifically in this matchup, Chang'e versus Aphrodite. So let's let it roll. Let's slow this down. Right here. Basically, after I clear these minions. Okay. Let's slow this down super slow. In this frame, she finishes the wave. You can see she levels up to level 2. And by the way she's positioned, I can tell that she's going to red buff. She's facing the jungle. She's going to go to red buff. Now, on the mini map, she can still see me. So what I make sure to do is act like I'm going to my red buff. So I face red, I walk in, but then I double back right there. That is very important because at this point, she can no longer see me on the mini map. So I'm able to path along this right side mid wall right here. I'm going to walk alongside this and then follow her in and make sure the minions don't see me. That's a very important thing. If the minions are going to see you, the invade will not work. The other mid laner will simply reset the red buff, and then you'll just be fucked. So you need to make sure that 1, you get out cleared so that you can show them on the minimap that you're going to your red buff, and 2, that you path alongside this right wall. You can't just path alongside, you can't just path in mid, like, I have to use space. Yeah, you can't just path through here, because then the wave that's coming is going to see you. You have to go alongside this wall. So let's go and see what happens. So I'm pathing alongside this wall. I'll speed it up a little bit. You guys get the idea. But so I creep into here. Basically, I'm watching corners. I see that her 3 animation goes off. She's probably going to 2 right afterwards. I come in, see that it's low. I go for the 3-1, and then boom. Not only do I steal it and pick it up, but now she's in a position to get first blooded. And I'm just looking for poke. My nemesis is able to hit that Aphrodite pretty hard, and then she pushes up on this wave just to die to the 3-1. So at this stage in the game, I not only have taken her red buff, but I've killed her. And I think the reason that I killed her is because I got in her head. Like just losing the red buff really puts you off as a mid laner. Like, the smart thing to do in that scenario is just to accept that it's gone, go to your mid wave, and then play for the next red buff. But in this person's, in this example, I guess I got in their head and now they're just playing poorly. I don't know. But yeah, this is just another example. I'll show the Nika clip right after this, where it actually breaks out into an all-out brawl. That's really interesting. But yeah, this is just another example of the invade. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the clip I was talking about with pro player Nika on SSG. This clip starts right after I do the whole gimmick where I fake path to my red buff and then hug the wall so that the minions don't see me, and then follow behind him. Now, what happened this game was a very special case. I went blink, and what actually happened was he outcleared me by a lot. Unlike the Afro clip, where the clear was pretty close, it was like 2 minions left or like 3 minions left. I'm pretty sure I got hard pushed. So what I needed to do in this clip was blink to his red buff instead of saving the blink to path away from it. So I'll go ahead and just show you guys what happens. I'm going to turn the volume up and just let this clip play so you can see what goes through the mind of a pro player when this strat is used against them. So let's check it out.
What the fuck? What? Why is the guy go blink, dude? Okay, I'm just confused. I'm dead. What the fuck?
Alright, so let's back it up. Let's back it up. So basically, remember when I said that at that certain stage of the invade, after you take the red buff, fucking anything can happen? This is an example where I get in the enemy mid laner's head, and they just start fucking brawling. And then it just leads to their death. So basically, look at this. So he clears the red. Like I said, I got Omega out cleared, so I need to blink over to him. I'm still able to take the red, but at this point, I get in his head. So I notice that. I start laughing. I start distracting. I start juking. And then I buy time for my jungle to get here. And boom, because I already poked him, he dies first. Now you notice his jungler is also here. His Neja's here. But the only difference is that I had already poked their mid laner. And I have a red buff. So now it is a... I'll just explain this. It is a level 2 Chang'e with red buff versus a poked out Vulcan with no red buff. So we auto win the fight. And that's basically what happens. So this is just a clip that I wanted to show you. It's not just against like shitty ranked players. Like this is a legitimate strat. It works against good players. Try it. Like this is a thing. That's something to be aware of. So that's all I got to say. I hope this brought some clarity. Right after this, I'll show the clip where I get first blooded to the full boot strat. I think I still have that. I'm going to try to find it. If not, I'll show something equally as, I don't know, educational. But yeah, so that's all I got for that. Okay, so now jumping into the final clip on my Smurf account, also a Masters level ranks game. I'm going to show where this strat can horribly go wrong. After this red buff invade failed, I miserably lost the game. I got first blooded, and it was terrible. So that's all I gotta say. Let's just slow it down and see what happened. We're gonna go to halftime speed. You can see right now I'm clearing the mid wave. I'm just about finished with it. I make sure to start holding S, start pathing backwards, so he assumes I'm going to my red buff. At this point, I just have to start pathing to his red buff. So this part is like so far so good. I'm pathing along the wall. I'm pulling up to his red buff. I'm almost there. I hear abilities. I'm deciding to commit. So I come in. I use my 3, I steal it, I poke him, and boom, I got it. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, right here, pathing this way. Let's see what happens. Instead of pathing towards oracles, like I do, I should have pathed to mid lane. I still have my Aegis. I could have made him tank archers. I could have Aegis'd his ability. I could have ran to my jungler. I could have done so many things right here. But instead, I go stupid mode. I path to oracles. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? He's getting free poke. He's keeping me in combat. Now, if I went blink, this is actually the right play because I can turn this corner and it will allow me enough time to blink away to safety. But I didn't go blink. And if you don't go blink, don't path to oracles. That's my warning. That's my warning to you. Look at how this turns out. This turns out so bad. I'm just getting hit constantly. I'm just fucking dying. I'm trying so hard to run away at this point. I'm like, holy shit, I'm in danger. And he just fucking kills me at my red buff. And there's just no hope. There's just no, yeah, I just get fucking first blooded. And you can see he taunts me, haha, very funny, right? Failed invade. Okay, but you know what? This really wasn't a failed invade. Because I could have played it so much better. I could have just pathed to mid. If I just pathed to mid lane, this never happens. So be aware of it. Be smart. Path the right way. Path depending on your relic. If you have blink, path to oracles and then blink away. If you blinked to get to red buff, then path to mid lane. If you went Aegis and you got it, path to mid lane. Run to your jungler. Run to the archers. Do anything but path to oracles in this situation. That's all I gotta say. That's probably the last clip I'm gonna show for this Chang'e invade. Like, I just want to remind you guys that it doesn't only work on Chang'e. It doesn't only work on Chang'e. It works on pretty much any mage. This is a general, like, mid lane strat that you can try. I found I like it personally on gods that get out cleared because you can literally show the enemy mid laner on the minimap that you're pathing to your red, even though you aren't. So I like that, but it works on pretty much anyone. So I'm going to try to find one more clip to show you guys, but yeah, so this is basically what can go wrong with this invade. Alright, so to go ahead and close out this video, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I put a lot of work into this video, so if you want to drop a like and subscribe, I will be bringing more Smite educational content to the YouTube channel. I've been playing Smite for like 4, 5-ish years now. Been Masters like the past 3 years. Very, very mechanically good in my opinion, like at least in ranked. So, you know, there's a lot of these types of videos that I can bring. I'm technically known for my cheese strats, whatever. I don't think this is cheese. I think this is viable, and I think you should try it. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know on Twitter at Huzuni_SM. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. It's April Fool's. This is not an April Fool's video. Don't get fooled. That's all I got to say. Have a great one, guys. Peace out.